What up, though? What up, though? Ledge here. Time to do a recap, man. A recap. And I haven't did one in a minute. I think the last one I did was John versus Geechee Gotti. Matter of fact, it might have been the only one I've done. But I'm here with a recap, brothers and sisters. Check this out. So, on the app, I know there's been people complaining about lack of good battles or just battles of notable names that they care about. Bump all that, right? Kid Chaos versus JKrooger, a PG battle, a band legacy battle. It was really good, man. And I'm here to break it down. It's getting a lot of love, as it should. I'm glad to see other media outlets talking about it, people tweeting about it, because it deserves as much attention as it can get. I probably would prefer it on YouTube so more eyes and ears can check this out. But be that as it may, you got Kid Chaos representing South Carolina. You know that's becoming a hotbed for battle rap talent. And then you got JKrooger, a Jersey representative. You know Jersey's always traditionally had some killers, right? And he's a loud boy. You see him on Gates of the Garden. You can see Kid Chaos. I seen a few of his battles. I think it was it Body Bag Battle League. I remember him. I remember him battling Jay Moore actually. I do remember that. That might have been last year. And JKrooger, years ago, he battled Jay Murder. He actually battled Chess too, which was a pretty good battle. A little slept on battle. I remember that. Um, the crowd was rocking with him in that battle for sure. But let's get right into it, man. Really fire battle. And round one, it was on KC, Kid Chaos. I'm gonna call him KC a lot, so get used to it. Now everybody's like the most notable line out the gate is the Snowman, Yeti to Betty is a legend, all that shit. That was dope, right? But he had way more than that, man. He had what he say is working for me like it's switching schedules. Soon as there's friction, I'm gonna palm the heat. Like he just had lines after lines like that. But what I like about him, he's not a back-to-back puncher. He's more like a build up. He builds up and schemes his way into a punch, which is phenomenal, and he does it at a really elite rate already. Like his writtens are really good, man. Um, what he said something about at your kitchen, ratchet gripping, no cereal because the best meal from scratch is biscuits. Like he was talking to him, man, talking to him. Now I will say in the beginning, I won't say out of his first 10 or 12 bars, he had this glaring slip up when he was about to make a punch. It was something about I think he slipped on the word misconception. He slipped really bad to the point that he got frustrated and said fuck or damn. But you know, the crowd was so with him because he came out the gate so strong. They were just like, it's all right, keep going, keep going. And to his credit, he didn't let it defeat him because he still. This is what I want to notice out of these up and coming guys. Do they let slip ups or crowd reaction or lack thereof defeat them? And it didn't. Like he came with the same delivery and executed as if he never slipped up at all. So it was a really strong first round. And coming off of the Street Hymns performance, I'm like, oh, this guy's consistently this good. I mean, again, I've seen him before, but this is a different level. URL, you know, their talent, whether it be PGs or beyond, they try to get the best of the best. So to prove yourself the second time around is really key. And I thought the first round he came out strong. Um, JKrooger came out with some kid flips, and they were hitting. They were landing at a high rate. What you say? Little Giants got to run a play on Kid. Once Kid show, we in the backyard again. Like bullets, but he did have some that were hitting that weren't Kid flips, like bullets all over his back, like he micromanaged. That's hard. That see shit like that is mean. I think so. The difference between, like I said, KC is more of a build up, scheme your way into a punch type of guy. He can punch back to back a bit as well, but he's a little more layered. I would say JKrooger is more of your traditional puncher, where it's more back to back. He also is his voice is really like he got a dope rapping voice. You know, sometimes I look for that. Like, how does it sound coming from you as opposed to sounding how does it sound coming from somebody else? And it sounds real good and clean coming from him. He even had a John Q line that I thought, well, just when you think you heard all the John Q shit, he say, John Q, one pop, a shut shit down if kid heart too big. Oh, that shit crazy. That's kind of crazy. That's you crazy, brother. That's hey, don't talk to me like that. I don't like that. I ain't like that. Don't talk. Hey, people got kids. We ain't doing that. You talking to him like that? That was crazy. Um, wait, and like I said, another non-kid flip. I believe he said eternal bleeding made a life seize up like he couldn't pick a set. Like that's fire. Eternal bleeding made life seize up like he couldn't pick a set. Like oh man, like that's fire. That's fire. And then he said, what he say? First day of school, kid. Everything getting ironed out. He was going crazy. He was going crazy. By him like punching back to back consistently, and by I would say the thinnest of margins as far as material wise, they both had dope material. But based on consistency, being a little more cleaner, again, KC did slip up. I edged him the first round. JKrooger got it. He got it in my opinion. Now I'm to me the closest round is the second round, so I'm gonna go to that last because I'm gonna go right to the third after this. I'm like it's gonna be 1-1 going into the second. So people how I'm doing this, you feel me? So I got it. Round one, JKrooger got that. Time to talk about round three real quick. So with round three, KC attacks. He starts angling a lot in this round too, to his benefit. And what I would like to say is this definitely helped his cause because it was becoming noticeable throughout the second round, which we'll get to later. When I say that he JKrooger was heavily reliant on kid flips throughout the whole battle, but I would say even more so as each round came about. So in the first round, he had a lot of kid flips, but he did sprinkle in non-kid flips that did hit. You know what I'm saying? Like he had material that wasn't kid related or anything, and it hit. Like I said, the eternal bleeding and the micromanaged lines in the first. But as the rounds progressed, he was more and more reliant on the kid flips, and so KC attacks that with a rebuttal. He said, well, he said, I expect all that kidding around from JK. Like, that's dope. That's a dope rebuttal. He's slipped up, minor slip up when he was getting to that point, but it's a rebuttal, so I don't even really want to count that too heavy. But it was dope that he just did that. He had, like, something about separate the animals, no offense. He had this angle basically about JKrooger being privileged to be at the same spot he's at, but didn't have to work as hard. And throughout that, and what I like about KC is he can explain and use angles, but still make sure he punches and has like material that'll land in the crowd in the building that wants to hear punches. He's not just just not my I'm gonna talk to you round and say nothing that lands. Like he has shit that stick, but his whole angle was about yo, you with loud boys, you get cosigns. I'm from, little old South Carolina. I had to work twice as hard to get to this same spot. He said, I put in work, you put in calls. He said something else about that. Oh, you a game of Scrabble. You only scoring. This was dope. He said, you a game of Scrabble. You only scoring because you had the squares put in a good word for you. That's tough. Who you talking to? Yo, hey, brother. Hey, watch your mouth. Don't be talking to me like that. Don't be talking to me. I feel like, yeah, when they say something mean, I feel like they talking to me. Like, don't let me, hey, I got 16 for anybody. But, yeah, man, so he had that. He had these, like I said, his schemes are really well written, man. The mail address, like he had a scheme, like using that mail, delivery, envelope, all of that shit. He had a PSP gaming scheme that hit. He had this Zion Williamson bar that was about busting sneaks. But over the summer, I shot up a couple feet. Oh my God, he was cooking the whole third. Jabot jeans, I buckle knees. Jabot jeans, I buckle knees. That's you got to be from that era to know about that. That's crazy. That's crazy. So He was talking. He was talking. Round three for JKrooger was more of the same. Really dope kid flips. A lot of them, but they were hidden. They were still hidden. What do you say? Headshot, put kid everywhere, or just a room full of chaos. You know what I'm saying? He actually added chaos this time, so it was a whole kid chaos flip, which was different, a little refreshing. I like this. He said scope with the split screen, giving kid my undivided attention. Jersey shooter. But for that PG, I'm playing Jason Kid. Oh, the toy was kid tested and mother approved. A non-kid flip. This was dope. He said Leonidas, before I bow, this blade will rip the ring off. Well, he say, excuse me, I messed that up. Jersey. No, he said Leonidas, before I bow, this blade will rip the ring out of his face. That was hard. And the reason it was hard, but it didn't land as hard in the building, because if you're not familiar with Kid Chaos, you didn't know that he used to wear like a little, I think it was like, it wasn't a nose ring, it was a lip ring, I believe. He used to have, yeah, a pierced lip. Used to wear a lip ring back. I want to say, I think I seen him with it on last year. And they kind of joked with it, like, yo, I didn't wear it to this battle. He's like, I know, but you know what I'm saying? Like, because the crowd didn't really, they didn't react too heavy to that. But I did, because I remember that and I thought it was fire. So, yeah, man, he had some nice kid flips, nice lines, man. I can't really think of nothing else. But oh no, he did have something that wasn't a non kid flip that was dope in this round too. I think he said shoes on the block could see a whole new world from that aerial view. That's tough. That's tough. So he got the ability to punch heavy without using it, but I guess it was just too easy not to, like, you know what I'm saying, use. So I get that. But he made it work, man. It didn't take away from the battle to me. But I did give KC, Kid Chaos, that third round pretty comfortably. Also, I felt like, maybe, I'm not sure of it, I didn't really time it, but it felt like JKrooger round was a little bit short, a little noticeably short that round. But yeah, so I got it 1-1 going into the second. Round one, I gave to JKrooger. Round three, gave to KC. Let's talk about round two. Now it's time to talk about it, man. It's time to talk about round two, the deciding factor in this round. So I do want to say, if you follow me on Twitter, I gave my answer to who I had winning, and I don't know if I can keep that same answer, man, because I watched it one more time before I did this recap. So, like, here we go. KC goes out in the second round, and he brings up J Murder, uses that angle. He also had some jokes in there, because he was basically saying, yo, you rely on your looks. And I think he said it. He said something along the lines of, he say, so your looks is what you stand on. This is here a different stage. My quality is what I write. That's what gets me through. See my penetrate? that's crazy. That's dope. So I'm saying that's an angle that tied into a perfect punch, and that was still on topic, and it was direct. That was only catered for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I loved, like, this. It had a little bit of everything in there. Like, a lot of young cats aren't doing that. It's a lot of bow and just random shit. It was a few bows in here. Maybe I really only counted like three the whole battle. I think two of them was from Krooger. Maybe all of them was from JKrooger, but it wasn't too many. And they're so different from each other. I know I'm getting off topic a little bit, but they're so, like, it's so refreshing, man. Breath. It's just, I'm glad I saw this battle. But anyway, so back into a second. He also said something like, family, friends will all be Skywalkers. So you, Anakin, like, he was excuse me, he was cooking, man. KC was cooking. Yeah, it was just it was kind of like, it was more like his third than his first. I felt like it was more layered with angles and punches, and he also had some comedy in there. I thought he showed that versatility that maybe JKrooger lacked, but JKrooger still was cooking. Round two, basically damn near out the gate. No class act, but I cut kid with the blade brown. Oh, come on, class act. That's a goodie, man. You know about that. What else he said? He said, I want it to hurt. Your mom gonna be pissed off. He in this good. Well, he say no. This the one. He said, I want it to hurt. Your mom gonna be pissed off. Kid in his good clothes, covered in dirt. That's crazy. That's crazy. My mom used to be mad as shit when I come. Yo, that's relatable too. So that was fire. What you say? Catch money up front and cut him a side deal. He was he was going off. This round is the closest round to me because I felt like they both leveled up a bit. Um, JKrooger's second was as good as his first, and KC's round this round was much cleaner than his first and better. It was just better and more clean. Um, if I had to give a winner, I changed my mind on a second watch. I actually give the battle now to KC Kid Chaos. Like I gotta respect the writing a little bit more depth, a little bit more layered, and he was more well rounded. He wasn't just a pen guy. He was showing you I can joke, I can be direct. Like he had some lines that were just a straight punch. It wasn't no build up to it. He showed you a little bit of everything in this round. So by the tiniest of margins too, by the tiniest of margins, because they had way more shit than this. Like I don't want to give away every line and just ruin the battle for you. Go watch it on the app, man. It deserves. It's only like at 5K right now. It should have way more views than that. But it was a really good battle, man. So I'm gonna give it 2-1 with a slight edge to Kid Chaos upon my third watch of it. Um, or it might have been my fourth. I feel like I watched it 4 times. Yeah, my fourth watch actually. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna get a battle to Kid Chaos. Dope for both. Who I want to see him. Oh, here's hold on. Before I go on to who I want to see him against, I do want to touch on a cup. I gotta be a little critical. I can't be just overly. I'm positive it was a really good battle. The best PG I've seen in years. Right, the best, better than Swamp versus Your Honor, better than the Ace Amin joints. It's better than all of those. Clearly, too. Excuse me. I want to say some critical points, things that they can work on. I know Kid Chaos. Excuse me. I know JKrooger isn't just a name flipper, but I do want to see him get into a more, because I feel like he's actually a really good writer. I do want to see him break apart from that bar by bar shit and like give me like a couple of eights instead of a lot of fours and twos. Like I feel like that'll change, and I do want to hear some patterns like tool gripping moves, but like he did it a few times, but he didn't do it enough. It was just la la la. And when I da da da, you know what I'm saying? It was like I just want to see a little more pattern and changes and a little more build up to get to your punches. Because I feel like if you build up, your punches are hit twice as hard as somebody else's. Like that's about it. And also your entourage was a little gassy, like a little. And I won't say your entourage, just that one dude, whoever the tall dude was in the back with the hat without the teeth, or he had a few missing. Tall dude with the white tee. He was, and then it was funny because he was like, "I'm trying not to gas." Like, no, you weren't. Like he said that, and then right after that, the next line that was just kind of okay, he gassed. So you know what I'm saying? And then I even seen him get so excited that you had to like put your arm out and extend it, like, "Yo, be cool." Like, you know what I'm saying? That other than that, that's cool. As far as Kid Chaos, I think I don't know. I guess what I would say, no. What I would say is to Kid, if you're listening, I think your build ups is dope. I think sometimes though, you probably don't have to slow everything down. Like to like the snowman shit was cool because nobody would have got all of that. But sometimes when he goes to bet, he still is like he did that a lot in this battle. But I think sometimes it'll hit more if you just flow through it, and if they don't catch it, fuck it. Like I'll catch it on cam, like it's going to be on cam. You know what I'm saying? But I think he does that because he feels like he's so layered that it might go past him. Maybe like on some street hymn shit, because street hymns are just not break down real slow like this and just flow through it, and you just miss it. So I understand, but I do think it'll give you a variance. Like it'll give you a different pace. Like I will say that. But other than that, y'all are both dope. So a couple of names I want to see him go against. like right now, like I ain't gonna say anything far fetched like, oh, get him JC and Danny Myers. Although I think out of all the vets and elite riders and veterans in the game, Danny Myers and JC would be the type that'll take these two no problem. But some people more realistically, I had LL Cool J named down before I seen the tweet. So it's crazy that he tweeted out like he wants smoke with Kid Chaos. He's a name. Ishmula, Cuban, Bankhead, Asylum the Crow would be fire. Saint, just a couple of names, or some vets that I actually give y'all like a shot, like Steams, Holmesy the God. Like I feel like these guys will jump out and like try to inbox with y'all. So I would like to see any of those matchups. Killer B, yeah, man, I would love to see these matchups, but definitely like a Bankhead, Ishmula, Cuban, LL Cool J, Saint, Asylum the Crow. Definitely those names, man. But fire battle, man. And another thing I like too, it was competitive, but they was giving each other props, but it wasn't overly too friendly. A little laugh here and there. After a round, you could see them like give each other dap and say a few words but it wasn't like grabbing each other's collar after every bar, and like it was respectful. So I like that. We need that because we need that competitiveness back because y'all are both trying to get plates. So that was dope, man. I feel like I talked too much. I want to say to Kid Chaos and JKrooger, thank you for providing us a quality battle, a battle that I will watch continuously throughout the year and beyond. I appreciate it. Hey, man, thank you guys for tuning in. Like and subscribe to the channel. It's kind of important. Also, follow me on Twitter at PodTier. And check out my podcast that I drop a couple of times out of the week, man. Top Tier Podcast on all your streaming services. All right? And as always, keep it battle rap. Love.